All right, y'all, we're back. I got the new magneto. We got it in. So let's see if it'll start now. All right, so I loosely got it connected. This is not permanent. I got everything wired up the way it should be. As you can see, I got a little bit of gas in there. So, and I got the battery connected just to see if it'll start. It's in neutral now. I still got the shifter right there. I got it off, so let's see if it'll fire up. So I gotta pull the brake down and I push the button. Yeah. Let's do the choke. Things are working though. It's running. Bad news with the four-wheeler. The engine blew up, so I got it running for just a little bit, and I started to take it for a drive, and loud bang, it turned off and never started again. So no big surprise really there, but anywho, we got a new engine for it already. We got a Predator 212 for it. It's the same engine I got on my mini bike, and it'll make more power, and it'll just take a little bit of work to get in there. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I went ahead and ripped everything out, the old engine and the wiring harness and everything. We're not going to need any of that, so we're going to start fresh. Here we go. All right, here we are a few days later. This is the new engine. It just came in. We went ahead and took the gas tank off and the exhaust and the intake off. So I mocked it up earlier just using the original mounting plate, and it looks like this swing arm is going to be in the way of the chain because how low this crank shaft is sitting. So I got an 1.25 inch square tube right there just sitting there to raise it up a little bit. And I think now the problem that we're running into is these bars are in the way because this chain is going to be super long if we leave it like this, and I don't want to chain that long, even though that the torque converter is going to move it back to about right here. Maybe I'd rather it be closer to like right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these off here and here and cut this bracket out, and we're going to move the engine back a couple of inches. All right, so let's go ahead and put down the torque converter. So basically, see how much lower you got your sprocket is there. See how much lower it is? It's like a few inches lower, and it's much further back. So basically we want to use the middle inside hole. I'm just going to do it hand tight for now. And it comes with the spacer and then all this good stuff over here. So super easy. The spacer on, the washer on. Now your plate right here is keyed right there, so it can only go on one way. So let's get this on. Hard to do it with one hand. I'm not gonna have anything tighten right here. I'm just gonna show you how I'm doing it. Brass bushing goes on. You take your belt, throw your belt around there, and then your belt goes onto that brass bushing right there. Okay, your belt is on now. Make sure it's straight, because it'll chew up if you don't. You got this crazy looking thing. Make sure, see how it's cut out right there, and the other side does not. You want the cutout part on the outside where these flat pieces are. So stick this on. Okay, that part's on. So you got a part with a spring inside. This goes on next. All right, finally your outside cap. You see how it's got flat spots on it? Those flat spots are gonna seat right there. Okay, got that lined up. Now we got their outside cap. It's keyed, so it can only go on one way. There we go. And oops. And now finally you got just your long bolt right here, and that's gonna hold everything together. And basically that's all there is to the torque converter install. All right, one last mock-up with the torque converter on. Looks like we're gonna have to slide it over to the right side quite a bit for it to line up. And the frame is not gonna allow that to happen. So what we'll probably end up doing is trimming off a decent amount of this torque converter plate to get it to fit on there. Just the bottom part. I don't know if you can see it or not. Right here. So let's take another look at it. This is definitely going to need to come out, so we'll go ahead and cut that out. And some of these extra tabs, go ahead and cut them out, and then reevaluate. All right, so taking these supports out, actually, it cleared up a lot of room, and it seems to be pretty sturdy the way it is. I may still reinforce it. I sat on it and it didn't budge at all, so I mean, it seems pretty stout. But we're still having a problem here with the chain clearing the swing arm. It's because that the torque converter is lower than the crankshaft. So we're still going to have to raise up the engine a little bit more. We have plenty of room to do that. So maybe another 1/2 inch I think would be okay. And so we're going to have to raise the engine a little bit more to get this cleared out. Once you sit on it, it's not really in the way anymore, but yeah. All right, so it's come to my attention that the sprocket that's on there is not a 40 or 42 sprocket. Talking about the chain link size. And so the chain that came with it won't fit over our new sprocket that's on the engine. So I got a 62 40 chain sprocket. And so this one's actually a bigger sprocket than what's on there. So that should give us more torque down low, and will probably affect the top speed, but that's okay. We'll be able to climb some hills or do some wheelies, hopefully, with this bigger sprocket. And we also got a new chain here. It's a 40 chain. So let's go ahead and get into replacing this sprocket. Okay, so first up, we're gonna take off these, take off the wheel. So just a cap there. We're going to take off these 4 bolts. Okay. All right, so the wheel should just come off now. All right, next, take out this cotter pin, and we're going to remove this bolt. Now take the flange off there, and then we got 4 bolts there, and should be good. So let's go ahead and get done to that. Flange there. So now the axle's clean now, so we got to get off these 4 bolts You just take a screwdriver and kind of bend these tabs down so you can break these the bolts loose. All right, so the 4 bolts are out, and we just kind of lift it off, drop it there, and now look at it. Look at this. That is quite a big difference there with the sprocket. All right, well, here it is. I took it for a quick drive, and it seems like something's going on with the fuel. It wants to cut out quite a bit. I'll show you in just a second. But yeah, I think we need to adjust a carb or something. Okay, let's see how fast this thing will go. I'm betting less than 10. Let's go. When it hits the rev limiter, it wants to cut out 10 miles an hour. Man, that was a pretty good guess. Alright. It is torquey though. I bet you'll pop a wheelie. Whoa. Try again. Okay. Okay, I think this is a good place to end the video. On the next video, I think we're gonna look at the carb, look at the fuel system a little bit better, see if we can get it some more fuel, drill out the jet possibly, change the fuel line, and possibly even take out the governor to see if we can get some higher RPMs and a little bit more power. 10 miles per hour to me doesn't seem right. So there's definitely something else going on, and we're going to figure that out on the next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.